Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings, and in this video I'm going to give you a little how-to about working with Active Directory using PowerShell and dealing with secure strings. In my early days working in Active Directory and needing to administer, I tried to do as much stuff with the command line as I could, because generally we know you can do stuff sometimes faster with the command line, and if you want to get into automation, command line is the way to go. And so a common task that I had to do was reset user passwords, and I would attempt this, and I would get errors about secure strings. And let me give you an example of this. I have my VM here that is a domain controller, DC test. I also have a client VM, Win10 test here, and I have a user called foo user. And we're going to try to reset foo user's password. Let's say they've either forgotten it or somehow it's expired and needs to be reset. But anyway, the command that we will use for this is set ad account password. And use tab completion there. Identity is going to be the username. This will be foo user. And we're going to set their new password. Let's say we're going to set it to blafoo321. We do reset. And we do this, and we'll get an error message saying cannot convert the blafoo321 value of type system string to type system security secure string. So if you're curious, secure string is basically a string that's not in plain text. There's more to it than that. That's a little beyond the scope of the video, but basically it's text that's not as plain text. And if you're like me, you probably did get help on set ad account password. Can't type here. And lo and behold, for new password as well as old password, it says secure string. So how do we get that? There are a couple of ways of doing it. I'm going to show you what I use the most often at work. If I just need to do a one-off password reset and the user happens to be right with me and they can type in their own password, I'll use the read host commandlet. So if I do get help read host, this commandlet allows you to enter input from the command prompt, and that input be used. Sometimes you'll, if you want to set a variable, you can have variable equals read host, and whatever you input when read host happens, is that you set that, or that value is set to the variable. So it has an option for as secure string. So the way this would work, let me clear my screen here. I would have set ad account. Man, I cannot type today. Password, identity, foo user, new password, and we're going to do open and close parentheses, read host with that as secure string option, which is important for this. You have to have the as secure string option, and reset. So when you press enter, the cursor is going to move down to the next line, and now PowerShell has evaluated read host, or rather executed read host, and is waiting on you to give it input. So I'm going to type in blafoo321. Now notice it's all strings, all stars. And the nice thing about this is that that's the secure string part of it, is the fact that you can't see what's going on. So if you have a user that has that is going to sit at your desk and type in their password, this prevents you, not that you would do anything nefarious, but just to keep everybody safe, you can't see what they're typing in. I mean, you can see the length of it, but that's about it. So if I press enter, don't get any kind of error messages, and theoretically we have reset foo user's password to blafoo123, or 321 rather. So let's go over to the client machine. I happen to have foo user here, and let's type in our new password, blafoo321. There it is. And let's see what happens. Famous last words in IT, right? Let's see what happens. So this should work, unless I fat fingered something. And there we are. We're in the system. We're able to log in, no issues. So I'm going to sign out again. Let me show you another thing you can do. Let's say that you have a script that you have the password set as a variable, and for whatever reason you didn't want to use read host. You already have a variable set that has a string, and you want to use that variable with setting the password. So let's set us a variable. We'll call it user pass, and we'll call this user pass monkey123. I remember reading somewhere that at one point there was this little survey that went out, and that was like the most commonly used password years and years ago. So we'll use it here, monkey123. And if I do user pass, we see the string there. Now, if I simply press up, get to my new password, and put in this variable, we're going to have the same error as before, because this is just a string. It's not a secure string. And if you want to verify that, you can pass user pass to the get member commandlet. And if you scroll up, it says right at the top, it's a system string. So how do we get this to be a secure string? I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of some of the help in PowerShell here. What you're wanting to do is convert this string to secure string. So if you have no idea of what commandlets might do this, what you can do is get command, and I'm going to look for something that might have the word convert in it. And if you do that, you're going to find that there is a convert to secure string commandlet. So I'm going to get help, convert to, and there are two T's there. I often forget to do that, secure string. And your options, the options that you're going to be using most often is going to be this set of options here. And you'll give it a string, that'll be your variable. And since the variable itself has plain text in it, just a regular string, you'll need to use the as plain text parameter and force. And if you were to go to the TechNet article, it basically says if you use as plain text parameter, you have to use force with it. So let's put it to the test here. Let's check our variable one more time. We have that there. We'll do our commandlet set ad account password. I did a little bit better that time. Identity foo user, and new password. Again, open parentheses. We're going to do convert to secure string. The string is going to be user pass as plain text force, then reset. And so what PowerShell is going to do is execute this convert secure string to convert to secure string, this plain text string, and set that as the password. Let's press enter. No error messages, usually a good sign. So let's go back to our client machine here, and let's put in the new password, monkey123. There it is. Does it work? Famous last words. Let's see what happens. Lo and behold, it works. So those are two ways of dealing with secure strings. It's a little frustrating when you're trying to figure out what to do with that particular error message, but once you learn some of these, I guess, tricks, it makes life a little bit easier. I will say another note, the convert to secure string will become more useful. Let's say you have a comma separated value file that has 50 users and you're setting up AD accounts for them, and the passwords in that are all plain text, because like usually when you make that comma separated value file, you're probably using a spreadsheet and you have your couple of columns, username and password, and you turn it to a CSV so you can import it into PowerShell. Convert to secure string will become useful because you can import that CSV file, and as you're using it in your script, basically the values that you would have from that second column, the password values, you can use the convert to secure string commandlet to do that on the fly, and so it makes life a little bit easier when you're trying to automate it. But regardless, I hope this has helped you if you've been frustrated with dealing with secure strings, especially if you have to do like a one-off password reset and you're already in PowerShell doing work and you don't want to leave it and have to open AD users and computers or go into some other GUI tool. You can do it right from PowerShell. If you found it useful and enjoyed the video, make sure you click like and subscribe afterward, and I will look forward to the next time helping you out. Thanks a lot.